Hi there everybody, it's Pastor Teeter. It's so nice to be with you tonight, and I wanted to direct your thoughts to a scripture, one of my very favorite scriptures out of 1 John. If you want to turn there with me, you can do that. 1 John chapter 2, and John is a wonderful personal letter, and it really talks to people of the faith who need to love one another and need to serve one another and love God in the process. Well, here's what it says. Chapter 2, verse 15. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. Now this phrase, love for the Father, is what I want to focus on tonight. I understand that you had the Teen Challenge Choir with you on Sunday, and that's awesome. And I was thinking about what can be done with $2, $2. And I got thinking about how wonderful it is to be in God's family and to serve God with everything we have. And sometimes we think we really don't have anything. And a person says, well, what difference is $2 going to make? You know, really? Seriously? And quite frankly, it does make a difference when we contribute to God's work. But this thought came to me out of 1 John 2, where it says, love for the Father. Love for the Father. And really, I think what's important is that we ask ourselves, do I really love the Father? Do I love God first and foremost above anything else? And this scripture has always been a conviction to me, because when it all comes down, you know, you boil the Christian life down, it becomes a question. Jesus asked Peter, he said, do you love me? And, you know, that's really the most important thing to God. And, of course, it's important that we love one another. But this is what's on God's heart. Do you love me? And it is the greatest commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind's strength. But this command says, do not love the world. Now here the word world is where we get the word cosmos. Or you think of the universe that we are in. And that word is very specific in the New Testament. That means, it doesn't just mean the physical realm, it means the spiritual realm. It's under the control and leadership and headship of Satan. That is, those who are being led by the opposition to God. And so when it says do not love the world, it's talking about every process, every essential element of what makes this world resistant to the headship of God. And so when he says do not love the world, he's really giving them a stern warning to be careful and to examine themselves so that they don't love the world through their living. And it was interesting, this past week I was in physical therapy, and I guess there was a huge jackpot for the 8-ball or whatever they call it. The Powerball, that's right. 8 balls what you play on the pool table. But yeah, it was a jackpot of like 400 million, over 400 million. And everybody was taking collection, and they were giving their $2 to buy a ticket. And I began to think about how many times I've been in places where they're giving their money to this great opportunity called, you know, Powerball or one jackpot this and jackpot that, gambling with their $2. And nobody thinks, well, $2 isn't much, you know. And so they give it hoping that there's a chance they would get ahead. I want you to know that that whole system is what the world is. That represents life without God. It represents the kingdom of darkness and the powers of darkness. And so, no, I didn't contribute $2. I never have. Instead, I've always given my $2 in the offering for things like the Teen Challenge Choir, or $2 for our missionaries, or whatever it is. And if I could give more, I do. But it truly is a privilege to make an internal investment. And this is what is more valuable than anything that we could get for ourselves, because it has eternal reward. So I'd like you to talk tonight about that. I also want you to perhaps think about the scripture that talks about the parable where Jesus explains that there was a young man who asked his father for his inheritance before he dies. And he said, look, I want to get my cut, my share. And a few days later it says he left and ran away from his father. And when he did, the father waited for him to return. And when a famine hit the land, his father saw his son returning to him. And I want you to think about what the scripture says. Jesus said in the story that the man went away and wasted his money on frivolous living and wasteful wild parties. And he proved that he didn't really love his father. But once hardship came and he realized his situation, he did return to the father. And in that I see a great illustration of what it means to turn away from the world and truly turn to God and ask Him, Father, forgive me, I have sinned. And come to God. And if you have $2 in your hand, you can give $2. But we need to give Him our all and put our trust in Him for our future, not in some world system that's going to fall and fail and be destroyed. God bless you as you share tonight. Oops, I forgot to tell you. I want you guys to look up Colossians chapter 3, verses 1 through 3. All right, so go to there and see what that has to say about looking forward to our future and living this life in this world in love for the Father. Give it a shot. God bless you.